Hey folks, welcome back to Timberborn. I have let the game run on for a bit so that we could get the Badwater rig built and the storage and some of the power so that we're not waiting for that, or you're not sat waiting for that, so that we can make some progress, essentially. It also means that the bad tide is pretty much over, and we have a few things to address from the comment section. Firstly, thank you bobbing about. Kind of scares me when the mod actually watches. The tunnels that I was talking about are built into the mod, because the more tunnels mod doesn't work with LEAFCOATS. So these tunnels are built into the map, built into the mod. So the levee tunnel, and I think there was one more, the power levee tunnel and the vertical power shaft tunnel. So they're all built into the mod. So that's really cool. Thank you for that. A couple of you pointed out that some of this we could just remove. Now we've got the extract, we can just use the remove terrain to do it. And I'm just going to look. So if we tunnel it, it's the same amount of extract and spades, but 2 logs and 4 planks versus, so it's the same resources, because what I'm thinking is that I want this sealed, so it's the same resources either way. Because I think it will be better than potentially having bad water spewing out. To have this as a sealed pipe with impermeable floors over it. So I think I'm going to leave those as they are. Had what I think is quite a good suggestion eventually, of replacing these floodgates with sluices so that we can irrigate this area. Probably need to block this off. The slight problem we have at the moment is that this is how the bad water from these 2 water sources gets out. Now, we can probably link this into this tunnel system in the fullness of time. So we should be able to therefore irrigate a bunch of this area. So that's on the cards. And lastly, and probably most importantly, this is a bad water dome, not a bad water discharge, which means all we can do is open or close it. It doesn't force bad water to come out, and it looks like they've actually finished building it, which is a bit annoying, because essentially it's pointless if we want permanent flow, because it's not going to give us permanent flow. So in a drought, this doesn't force bad water to come out. Now that it's built, we might as well leave it. If at some point we want to get some resources back, we can use it as a resource stash. But yeah, thank you for pointing that out, because otherwise I'd have looked dumb in a bit, rather than looking dumb having put it in. So yeah, anyway, and I guess last but not least, as the game changes state, over here, so the plan for over here is to put in a big storage tree, and we're essentially digging out the roots of that tree currently. So we can unlock now the remove terrain, and because we've now got extract, we can just start removing terrain rather than loosening terrain. So that's cool. We are a little bit short of beavers. Well, we're a lot short of beavers, which is a problem. We're going to go into our management and make sure that our hauling posts are deprioritized. We might as well maximize them, but we'll then just deprioritize them, and that should free up a bunch of beavers, hopefully. And then have the game actually run, I guess. That would probably be sensible, wouldn't it? And then, yeah, once this is clear, we'll get back to working on this. We're still currently cutting down trees because we need more trees and planks, so I thought that was sensible for them still to be doing that. I've put in some scrap flags over here because we ran out of scrap metal over here. And we might as well clear down this area because it'll open this up to being more useful if we remove all of the scrap metal eventually. So yeah, it was just kind of my thought process for that. Kind of like to show you guys this working, I guess. We need that to dry out. We need that to refill. We did okay for water. And this, I'm pretty sure this big pump should be all we need, but I'm going to leave these two guys by 24 beavers short. Jeepers. Can we squeeze? We can squeeze a 6 beaver housing unit on the top there. Why not, eh? Right at the very top, the penthouse. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, their water's coming back. Excellent. So yeah, and that just removes it, which is cool. So I think what we can do here now, I think we can now layer these. So yeah, if I just need to get everything in the right place. What's the coordinate of my corner? 8735. And we can just go down and keep going down now. As long as I make sure I start in the right place. And let's not go right to the bottom because I'm not sure if we can accidentally go at the bottom of the map. I'm not sure if that's a thing. She will do that just in case. I have heard that. Was that an issue, I think, at one point with this mod? But that should allow us to do that. And I'm going to... because I'd like to get this tree going. So I don't know if we prioritize the bottom. Is that... No, it's not going to prioritize all the way up. So, okay. Let's do that. Thankfully, they do all look like they're in the same place. Awesome. Right. Now, that's not going to give us any dirt. So we are going to need to sort that out. And we do still have the dirt excavator. So we can still get dirt from that. But now that this is back, we can reconnect this and get this going again. So these guys should get that going, I mean, probably what we want to do, because we do want to, if we want to come in here, is at the very least we want to make one of these a remove terrain like that. And I guess all of these, as soon as they get their extract, they'll start being removed. So that's kind of cool. We've actually got a couple hundred extract already, so we could maybe reduce that a little bit because we're producing quite a lot of extract, which is great, you know. I'm not complaining at that. So I'd quite like, with the way that's ripping through there, to level all of this out. So that's going to be a bit of a challenge or an opportunity. I mean, for now, because we're not actually creating power out of here, we could close that. Yeah. See? Wasn't a waste. at all. It wasn't a waste at all. And that'll give us a 4 wide because our power wheels are 2 wide, and I think we will do, yeah, something like that. We are going to be short of dirt still, but anyway, we've got plenty of building stacked up to take care of. And these guys are now just slowly ripping this out. We need to get this done, which needs some planks. And that'll let them get the middle out. But yeah, it's just essentially now it's a lot like using dynamite, but they're just digging it out rather than exploding it out. Have we got a missed tile in the middle there? We have got a way of replanting them, and for some reason I've still got that dude sat there. So yeah, you do not need to be in there, particularly when we're 17 beavers down. I don't think you need to be in there at all. Mr. Pruning Flag, you probably do need to be in there. I mean, they don't even need to exist anymore. So, yep, you can go. So eventually, I think what we'll look to do is slowly remove stuff from the island, so the island can become more focused on the beavers' housing and well-being, and then they'll go out to the different sites to do things. We need to close that, open that. I'm 5 days in, but yeah, I got there eventually. So that should be an obtain. Yep. I guess they're just focused on ripping that out for now, which they've got part of the way down for there, so that shouldn't take long, and then we've got to rebuild. And we will be putting some accommodation here, because accommodation seems to be the easy way to get an entrance. So something else we can do, actually, which I saw someone else do. I think we can anyway. Oh, gimme. No. I thought I'd seen someone's put a beaver bust in there, but it doesn't seem to fit, so we won't do that. But we could do with boosting some well-being, I think. And we've got a reasonable amount of science, so let's do some easy 2 types of shrub. Yeah. Okay. Let's do some easy well-being boostage. I guess we've got beavers living in both of these, so that will help. Some of the old classics. Oh, they don't have roof pieces. I guess that makes sense, because trees don't have roofs, do they? We'll do that. Right, that's all been ripped out. So now we're going to come in here with storages, because we need a ton more storage. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll then go... What have we got in the way of flat storage? Nothing. So we'll go housing. If I go that one, does that have an entrance? It does. Awesome. We'll then go housing there. That holds 14 beavers. So if we do double housing, yeah, double housing. Do we need storage for, yeah, probably. Water. We should think about configuring these, shouldn't we? Apples, berries, fancy apples. I just want to have one for each of these, essentially. Minted fruit. Now, this may not be the most efficient way of storing stuff. And if you're busy about to type that, then that's great. Well done. We don't always have to do things the most efficient way. Why am I being... water. Water. So the last one we did was... those. Yep. So there. So that's one for each of the processed foods. That's excellent. Hopefully now they've come back over here. They have. They've made a ton of that. They didn't need that entrance that I put in, so we're going to have to put that back. Right, let's have a look down here. So that almost in. I mean, what we should do actually is come in here, put in the... Use your brain. Ladder. I think we can put impermeable floors over ladders. I know. Yes. Yes. We'll then come in. We'll do path. We've got more impermeable floor to put in here and here. Let's come under here and run a path to there. And what we want to do is tunnel. There we go. I'll let those out, and then we're going to put sluices in. So, and then I guess we can put the other sluices right here, where they can actually get to. Yeah, and then we might have to seal up under here as well. I guess those we can just do a remove terrain because they're going to be sluices. Then we want to do... That's a single block that's going through. Okay, fair enough. So we'll do sluice there. And then, because all of that is open, up there, does that then give me a sealed? That does. We've got another bad tide approaching, so we probably want to get these guys moving their collective backsides. I think that gives me a sealed system once I've built it all. So we need to put in sluices there, so I need to prioritize those being built. I need that to be built. I need that to be built. 2.4 days. We've got 600 odd extract, so that's good. Yeah, come on. Chop, chop. Planks. Planks are always the issue. Let's just pause a sec. We have... let's pause you. You were paused. You're making planks. You're making planks. You're making planks. But we've only got one log. You guys can reach that. Ah, okay. So let's mark all of those, because that could be the issue. So let's get those going. You don't have anything to do. So you're going to come up here. Hopefully that'll help. We do need to do some more industry, but I plan to build an industry. Yes, bad pun intended. Let's pause both of those because we've got loads of gears. They'll be using up planks, right? Down here. So we need impermeable floor to go there. We need sluices to go there. That all needs to be high priority, and then we need you to be close above, let's go 3%, and then we need you to be close below 3%, and we have 1.4 days to build it all. So yes, work faster, beavers, please. Thankfully, we're not so short of beavers anymore, but maybe we help out with the log situation by throwing in... We've got 1 day left. I don't think we're going to get this done, you know. It's not so dire a situation. It's not like the previous situation. Where we were flooding the lake with bad water. We're letting water out, which is not great. But yeah, it's not a completely dire situation. It'd just be nice if we had it done. I mean, this will now close, so it will fire bad water this way. It just depends if we get the rest of it done or not. One sluice in. We're getting there. Right. both of those. And I guess we'll see whether what we've got is going to do anything. We've got 2,000 water, which is good. This will automatically sort itself out. Cool. Is it gonna at least not overflow? What's happening here? Why is that flooding? Because we've got water sources. No. Bad water down here. I guess because the pressure went away. B. I know we've got a load of water sources down here, haven't we? I'd forgotten about those temporarily. We've only dealt with part of the problem. But this part is working. Obviously, we need to tidy up how it exits here, but this part is working. And this part can actually cope with that flow now, which is better. So that's a plus, right? Yeah, that's a plus. And I guess we could have it so that rather than this comes up here, we have a more direct path where these can come straight out. So we make another tunnel for bad water. Out of this cavern. Just trying to think how that would work. Not actually sure. Yes. And we could change these to be sluices so that they close when there's bad water, and when there's good water they go that way. And then we can have some sluices this side so that when there's bad water, and we could direct it through this way. We could have... No, we don't really want sluices there because the good water's got to come through here from that one. We could have sluices here to stop the bad water going that way. So we could have sluices like that. Essentially, or something. They're just looking at it at this level, so that the water can only flow this. The good water can only flow this way. we could do the same here so that some good water can come up here. So this looks nicer. And then have it so bad water comes straight through here. Question mark. It's just quite a complex shape down here, isn't it? Yeah. I think that's what we need to try and do. Yeah, I guess you can't get to that until they've built a bunch of it. That's fine. But really what we need to try and do is scale up industry, which is what this is meant to be about. So we need to put in a dirt excavator. I think, I'm just trying to remember what the dirt excavator looks like. It's a tree. Does it go on flat? It does go on flat land. Okay. Now that's relatively simple then, because it can form the base of our, well no, because our industry, yeah, it could form the base of our industry. And it could go here. Does that go straight down? Or is there any hollowness? Yeah, it could go straight down here. Except we don't have enough science to unlock it yet. We really need to get the observatory going. Let's look at that, shall we? We could do that. I want to try and get the top of this flat. The observatory needs power, so we need to get power into this tree, or we put the observatory on top of here. We would maybe need another windmill. Right, storage, small tank for agua, obtain. Warehouse. So where's the entrance? So did I even put that in the right way around? No. Okay. The entrance of that is the bottom as well. So that's going to be... We have no fermented fruit. Okay, we need to check that in a moment. Obtain. Obtain. Why do we have no fermented fruit? Your fancy apples. Are we not making fermented fruit? Fermenters. We are not making fermented fruit. That's why we don't have any. There's your problem. Right, let's just go over here. Over here. Have a look at how this behaves. That's dropping quite nicely. Or not. Is it because of that bit there? I think I'm just going to open that. So it looks like we want to put a levee in there. And come over here we want to close that. I need to automate all of this stuff. We've got so much building and stuff we want to do. So, yeah, we need that to all clear itself out. So when we come down here now, like the clean water's pushing this out, but then it'll open and it'll pulse and all that kind of stuff. So, and then, I mean, can I? Here's a question for you. And the answer is no, I can't build that from above, so we do need this to dry out. Okay. Let's just leave that for a little bit. That's getting done. We're really short of beavers again. We're going to change that to be a food we're actually producing. And tree root. See if we put that there, yes, and then that. This is going to seem slightly silly, maybe. Put that there. Well-being. Put that there. I need some ladders, which we're going to put there. And they might not actually be able to get out to that now because of what I've done there, but you know. Actually, what we can do is let's delete that. Tree, put that there, put that there. Then move that ladder round to there. And then put that there. Then put that there. Then we want power U, and then we want science U. Because we really need to improve our science production, so that would be good. And then landscaping. So we need 2,000 science for the dirt excavator, but we have plenty of building to be doing. Logs and planks are still an issue. Okay. These guys have almost cleared. So those will have cleared. Right. Let's let all of you go. You'll lose your tree killer negative trait. Hopefully we'll get a different lumberjacks sent over. I know it doesn't really make any difference, but let's clear all of that off. Clear all of that off. I know I should be not doing it this way, but right now we need more logs. I mean, these guys can't actually get to very much because of the way things are set up. So that was a bit silly of me. Put that there. And they can hopefully cut down some more of those. Right, that's dried out now, so we can reconnect that. Try and get this finished at least. get this flushing water through now, which is good. That's been built. That's been built. They can't get to that. Okay. That's going to be really annoying. Can I get them to that? I don't know if I can. I could tunnel that out and then replace it. Let's do that. And then we'll put a levee back there or a dirt block or something. We'll probably put a levee back there for now. Or you could leave it open probably. I don't think it will matter. But then hopefully they can get to that now. Yeah, let's get that built because that will stop that corner holding bad water. The graphics of this game look so good up close, don't they? Apart from like the way the little dead plant interacts with stuff, but most of it looks so good. Yeah, that is prioritized. So once we've got some logs, we'll get that built. That's going to help flush that out, which is good. Right, we're up to 1500 science. Have no logs still. And they've cut down all of the trees they could reach already. Okay. Oh, it's been a while since I've been in the... Right, we have huge amounts of materials to make fake planks. Until we can get the industry in, I think we're going to continue with our little land-based thingy. Just to help with everything. And hope this is generating enough power to do that. I did have the suggestion that we could put windmills on top of these things because they're meant to be built on top of, which we can if we need to, but yeah, that'll help, I think. Bunch of dead trees there that we can get to. So let's do that. And with the cut dead trees mod, they'll just get to work on that. So let's let them do that. Just need to be careful if we get bad tide, because that is in the path of bad water. I guess the same down here. Let's do that. Right, that's... Are we still waiting for logs? And we've got some oak trees down here which have been obliterated, so again, let's get someone in to cut those down. And then what we need to do is begin the next phase of this, which is to probably here, down, down. Let's go one more. Oh no, maybe not, because We don't interfere with that. So let's do that. So that brings us down to that level. Hopefully that's low enough. These dead trees cut down. That's in now. Good. Let's prioritize getting these built so we're making logs. We need our... Where's our pine resin? Dude, you. And... Oh, you're there. Okay. Got 21 well-being from the new bits that we built. That's pretty cool. That reset. Scrap metal is holding okay. Metal is holding okay. Alpha, that is fine. Extract, we've got way more than we need, so I'm going to go down to 1 beaver in there. We've started chopping that out. Guess, yeah, we can get to that from there. That's fine. So we'll get those cut out, and then we'll decide how we're gonna put the tunnel in. Hopefully we don't get another bad tide. A drought would be very nice, please. So this is letting out contaminated junk at the moment, which is fine. Almost got the science we need for the industry. And we need you to build that, please. And I guess we need some storages for the components. So let's do that. Makes sense. Now hopefully help. I have no idea how many of these things we're going to need to actually make a sensible number of logs, but no. Okay. Dirt excavator. So, and that's got entrances on all sides, which is great. The plan will be to power it off of stuff. Water. That's the word. Now what we could do. Is maybe take bits out of here to get some dirt. To get this finished to then have it work. Right, so that's done. I'm just going to pause for a second so we can think. If you don't understand the pausing and thinking, it's like slowing your car down when you're driving and you get close to the destination. And tunnel. Oh, it doesn't want to let us tunnel some of this. Okay. Interesting. Is it? That's because there's stuff underneath it. Okay. Well, there's not stuff underneath it. What we need to do is come down here. There. 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 Which is going to be a bit of a pain. And by a bit of a pain, I mean probably a monumental pain. To sort. And yes, we could just use remove terrain, but which is probably what we'll end up doing here. Challenge is going to be that we need to get down here, which means we've got to come all the way around here. And then mark those 3 to be deleted. And I guess actually that one we can't because we're going to have to get down to it. Anyway, let's carry on. Challenges and opportunities, folks. Challenges and opportunities. Let's increase the height of that now. And then down here, if they've got to this, nope. Just going to give that a little kick of priority because that'll give us some dirt that we would like. I don't think it matters that we're removing that. I'm going to, for now, deprioritize that build. We probably, well, we are going to need bridges eventually to get all of that done, but it's going to take a little while. I think what we'll do is we'll try and prioritize that and that. These running now, they are really unproductively. Right, let's prioritize the things. We try and improve their productivity because that would be nice. Let me just, phone's bleeping at me. That's okay. Why is your productivity so bad? You've got inputs. You've got power. Oh well. We've got another bad tide approaching. Huzzah! So this is not going to be done. This is going to take us a while. Everything is going to take us a while, I think. So I think what we need to do is not keep peeling the terrain down. Can we actually get to those? No. Why can't we get to those? Where does the path break? There. Right. And that then reconnects it. Awesome. So I think what we're going to do is take out a big old chunk of that. I mean, we could delete that and do all of that. And if I higher prioritize those and then those, hopefully we can do all of that. That'd be good. Get some dirt. Finish this. Start building some water wheels. Can we not put them under that? I guess not. So that'd be the first one. That'd be the next one. That as well. We need to prioritize that and that and that. 1.4 days left. Oh, a mighty 70 logs. Wow. Yep. Then we can do our there. And I have no idea how much water these are going to generate. Not water, how much power these are going to generate, but then we'll continue it through and try and make it a more regular shape, remembering that we've also got bad water coming in from under the volcano in the middle. Still got building going on over there because we're still struggling for planks. How are these running now? So they're up at 93 productivity. Those are making logs. We could put another one here. We make some planks. How's our power grid doing? Yeah. And as was suggested, we could throw a bunch of, and these are going to be a bit of pain to build. These are going to require an ladder to build them, but these ones won't. I will tidy all this up in the future, folks. We just need it. Pause. You need to go away. You need to be disconnected. Till we can get to you. You look like you're done over there. We can cut all of those down, I guess. We've got some logs coming in, so yeah. You need to be done. These could be cut down. This is taking so long to get best because everything's using logs and planks. Now we've got good supplies of most stuff. We just don't have enough production of stuff. That's the challenge. Now what we can do is we can come in here, delete all of this, mark it as a priority, delete that ladder, and hopefully they'll come and get all that dirt. What's up with that? Oh, well, that was dumb, wasn't it? Put it there. And that on there. But another one. No. Oh, they transfer power. Okay. Awesome. Yes, they probably lit up when I put it down. I don't always pay attention to everything. Right. Let's get all of that picked up. Please, beavers. That'll let us build all of this. How are we looking over here? Pick that up. Got a fair bit more construction to do, to be honest. Hopefully the increased water storage is going to help. And population. So they filled the beds up quite quickly, so hopefully more population is going to help. They're getting that dirt cleared quite quickly. We've got other areas that we could do similar with. And that's a nice little spot we could just clear off easily enough. And probably not have any effect. Until we get the mine or the dirt excavator up and running. I don't know how much we need, but you know. Oh yeah, you're cutting those down. And you're cutting those down, which is fine. Those can go. Can you get down to those? No. But you can. So keep the log supply rolling in while we try and improve things a little bit. It'll get better once we finish building this thing, which is just using so many logs and planks. And plank supply is improved, which is good. Gear supply is full. Treated plank supply is okay, but we do need treated planks for the dirt excavator, so let's get that going. Yeah. I'm down here again. We're getting that picked up. And that's actually helped quite a lot with our dirt needs, so that's really cool. Hopefully. Yeah. They should get all of that built. Let's give that bit of a prioritization kick. And then we're going to do power there. We'll need something to help during droughts, obviously. But we're getting, you know, so it's a cheesy life, but it is a process. It is very much a process. Probably with our little temporary industrial area, we would benefit from throwing in another gravity battery. If I do that and this, they can actually get to it. And we might do a few, but I get this is not the intent of the game, but needs must, folks. Needs must. It's that, or we just keep cutting down logs, and I'd rather stop doing that, to be honest. So this is what we have. Got a plan in mind for the water tank to stop the reservoir drying out like this. Again, we just need to get to it. So we just need to get to it. 500 water, which is enough for 2 days. So we do need to scale up water. I don't know if we need to put in another large water pump. And maybe we put one in just to be safe. Maybe that's sensible. So we want to build a platform that looks something like that. We want a gap in the middle. Like that. I've got so much building queued up again. There we go. Which is not ideal, but you know, again, needs must, needs must. No, I think we need to go up 2, don't we? So we'll stick with ladders so that it's symmetrical. There we go. This is actually working now because I sorted it so this closes when there's a bad tide as well. This one we won't empty yet. We'll let him finish building this first giant one. How cool this is going in. I guess to build build this stuff, we need some help for them. What I'm thinking we do is, this might seem unconventional in terms of the placement. The approach is entirely conventional. But if we hang it off of there, I mean, we'll science for that, 1.5K. Okay, we'll do it that way then. And then that will let us build a bunch of that. But I think it's time to leave it there, folks, because I've been rambling away for quite a while. So I hope you have enjoyed today's video. We connect to that path. Yeah. Sorry, one more thing. There. P priority, and you are going to close below. Let's go 3%. You and blue. Why can't I put a sluice in there? Oh, because there's a ladder there. Okay. Sluice. And I guess we put a platform there. And a ladder. I guess we can't put a ladder there. I guess we can probably just put a path there, yeah. And you're going to be close above contamination. 3%. Yeah, do we want it that high? %'s probably fine. Let's make that a high priority as well. And that should automate that and stop me having to keep changing it. And start working on that again. And yeah, as I said, that's going to be it for today, folks. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, click the like button. Comments, questions, suggestions are welcome. I do make mistakes, as you will all have seen. And thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members, and I will see you all next time.